The Pesticides Control Board launched a 5-year strategy to increase the responsible use and management of pesticides to protect human health and the environment. Since the inception of the Pesticides Control Board in the late 1980s, pest management has evolved significantly. This has pushed the board to develop a policy that will cover areas such as governance and regulation.
What this plan will do is to fine-tune cooperation and boost technical capacity, so that the work continues, but in a more meaningful way, in even a safer manner, so that consumers can be assured that pesticides being used there are being used appropriately, that there is no abuse, and that the environment is safe, basically, and that we can still comply with our with import requirements from our trading partners, because globally, the world is changing, and there's a lot more concern about pesticide residues, about contaminants, about food safety. And so the use of pesticide has a bearing on that. And so, yes, I can only say that it will positively affect farmers, consumers, and the environment.
Pest management is something that does not remain the same over the years. And we have there's a lot of development, new technologies, etc. But more than that, as an institution, it was becoming extremely necessary to have a strategic plan that would serve as a roadmap to indicate how we could best partner with other institutions to better deliver on our own mandate.
The primary function of the Pesticides Control Board is to regulate pesticides in Belize, from agricultural to industrial, as well as domestic use pesticides such as aerosols and mosquito coils. But there are still challenges with its use, and it's hoped that this plan will help to change that.
Many of our farmers and users of pesticides are not fully cognizant of potential problems associated to the use of pesticides. Like with any technology, it can be used safely or it can be used dangerously. And pesticide is one of those. So despite the huge efforts of the PCB and their educational program, outreach, extension, as you may call it, there is still mismanagement. There's still, people wrongly disposing of pesticide or abusing the use of pesticide, not respecting intervals, dosages, etc. And hence, that perhaps is one of the biggest challenges at the moment.
So you would say that this plan would help to better monitor and evaluate some of the use and the management of pesticides?
Yes, the component on technical capacity is geared towards solving these problems, or to continue with the work that has been carried out for many years.
While no major changes are expected in the first 2 years, this new plan seeks to make changes to initiatives that are already in the pipeline, like the program for certification of users of restricted use pesticides.
We expect that towards the end of the first year, we will be ready to transition to a strengthened program for certification of users of restricted use pesticides. Those are pesticides that are classified globally as highly hazardous pesticides. They present more risk to the user. Currently, to be certified as a user of a restricted use pesticide, a person is attending a session in one day with a few hours, and we have 5 modules to deliver. We have areas that we need to cover by law. There's a regulation that says all what we need to cover to be able to certify a person to use restricted use pesticides, and we're strengthening that program so that persons will need to attend a series of training sessions and would only advance to the second module after having successfully passed the first module.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.